So today, the task I've got for the morning is to fill a plot up, test out everything that we've done. First things first, before I go and turn the mains on, I need to make sure everything's isolated off, make sure the drain offs are closed. My plumber gets me to lock off one of the radiators. We're going to pop some protection in there, so when we actually refill the property, it'll be carried through the system. Boiler wise, I'm going to turn off the heating to the boiler, close the filling loop. We'll test the cold first. Once I'm happy with that and everything's sound, I'll go back and pop the heating and test that side. There was 2 nuts that were loose, just slightly. Disclaimer, they weren't my radiators, but you know, we're all a team, and the end game is fill the plot up with no leaks. So yeah, tools I use with this was my backhoe spanner, Nipex grips, cheap little flathead screwdriver. But yeah, that's all we need. Some of the spaces are tight, as you saw just a moment ago. But yeah, we're good to go. So time to turn the mains on, see if it's all good. So yeah, the mains went on. I've walked around the plot, opened up the cold side, so that's under the isolators on the cold side. Everything's held true. Next, I'm going to drop under the boiler, open up the return, which will then feed the filling loop, feed the heating side. And yeah, let's see if that holds. No need for fingers crossed, but you know.
You get in your flow, you've got a rhythm going, everything's going good. Your phone rings, it's your plumber. There's a delivery, it's a big one, we need you. And off you go. Sometimes the site is miles, you know, from where you are in the plot to where the delivery is, but off you go. When I get back, I'll be testing the overflows and yeah, moving on.
As you can see, we're getting close now. As you can also see, it gets quite hot in these plots, so can you imagine how tempting that backwater is? Nice and cold as well, because we haven't got the heating on yet. God, I could just chuck myself in there now. Okay. Give a good bit of water a chance to go down. Let's check for any leaks. So that should be travelling down now. As you can see, getting quite a lot going down. So if there was any dramas, anything loose, we'd see that on the floor now. Good thing about these plots, after the chippy's been in, it's quite a lot of sawdust, so it's a good indication when water hits there. We all know what that looks like. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, waste is tested. We are good to go.
It's the cold side done, all tested. I'm happy the isolators are holding. I've turned the isolators on. Fittings are good, so that's everything we fitted there, the taps, etc. Also the hot side as well, those isolators have been tested. Previously I've opened the return, the filling loop. I've got the boiler up to roughly 1.5 bar, and I'm happy with everything so far, so I'm going to go around, test and bleed the rads.
Oh, just a point to note as well. Earlier on, so my previous soldering on this kitchen sink wasn't up to scratch, so every so often you get a leak. So a leak from the T there, so what I had to do, I had to sweat it off, that's heat it up, flux it, heat it up until the solder starts running again. Apply a bit more solder. As you can see, got a bit of snot dripping down there, but at least it's sound. So as you can see, the valve's on, everything's holding tight. As apprentices, we don't heat test up until a certain level, so I'm not there yet. I'm not ashamed of where I'm at. You should not be ashamed of where you're at. So, we wouldn't be learning if we were, would it? So I love the position I'm in. My plumber gives me a lot of responsibility. There's jobs I'm strong at, there's jobs I'm weak at. So second fixing, when I started in this trade, the plumbers I was with, we were mainly first fixing quite a lot. So as you'll see in some of the vlogs in the future, there'll be quite a decent amount of first fix videos. That is what I love. But as an all-rounder, my plumber, as I said before, he likes to get me kind of doing absolutely everything, which is fantastic. I can't thank him enough. So yeah, to this, I'm learning every day, every single day. I'm in early before anyone on site, and I leave, just a bit after everyone as well. Decent amount of pressure in there, lovely. There you go. Oh. Okay, so I'll just tidy that up. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to systematically go around to every single radiator, do exactly the same thing, get it all prepped and ready. we're good to go. So point to note, the towel rail, what I've done, I've locked it off at the bottom, so I've closed the valve. We're going to be popping some Fernox into here, and then what it'll do, it'll hold it in there. Once I'm happy that every single radiator is sound, then I'll release it into the system. Okay, it's pointless putting it in there to then find that one of the radiators isn't okay. It is tested and good. My plumber's in here heat testing, so it wasn't me doing it. I've just shadowed him. He's learning every day. Love it, absolutely love it. Apart from the fact now this plot is extremely warm. So what I've done, my job I can do. So I'm testing the soils now. So that's the waste. So outside I've got a bag in the drain down there. I'm just going to go and show you the other end of it. So what I've done is all connected up. So I've flushed the toilet, the pan, and what that does, because the bag's in the drain there, the water hits the drain outside, got nowhere to go, backs up. So what we're testing is to this line here. We test it over a time frame, so I'm not too sure because it'll be a bit backwards. So usually the time's 3 minutes, and we've just gone over that 3 minute mark now, so we're all good to go. Love my job.